Proteins are one of the major food components found within our diet. Made up by combining amino acids via peptide bonds in distinct sequences, they play important roles nutritionally as well as being very important for their multiple uses within the body and for their chemical properties. Proteins are complex colloidal molecules responsible for numerous functions within our bodies as well as within our food supply. Their roles can be beneficial, as in the case of our bodies fighting off an infection, other hormones, tissue and cellular repair, and a multitude of other functions. But they can also play a negative role. Just ask an individual that is allergic to proteins found in shellfish, or maybe peanut butter, or someone who has consumed a food contaminated by any potent toxin produced by some microbe. There are 22 known amino acids, 20 of which are found within our diets. This video will begin to explain the basics of proteins, starting with the amino acids that they are composed of. Proteins are large molecules that are made up of amino acids joined together by peptide bonds. The 22 different amino acids are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and some also contain sulfur, including cysteine and methionine. 20 of these 22 amino acids are combined in various formations to make up most of the proteins found within our foods. The arrangement of the amino acids within the protein will determine the protein's characteristics. The configuration of all amino acids starts with a main central carbon known as the alpha carbon. The alpha carbon is the atom that all other molecular components are attached to. Let's build an amino acid, a generic one. First, the alpha carbon. Let's add to it the amino group, which is where the molecule gets its name from. The amino group is composed of one nitrogen molecule and two hydrogen molecules, or NH2. As a side note, this is also the part of the molecule that is used to determine nitrogen balance. But back to our molecule. The alpha carbon also has an acid group, otherwise known as a carboxyl group, which is COOH. Of course, it's composed of an additional carbon atom, two oxygen atoms, one of which has a double bond, and a hydrogen atom. Another hydrogen atom is also connected by itself to the alpha carbon. But what's missing? Carbons have the ability to make up 4 bonds, and this one currently only has 3. The alpha carbon has room for one more. That is where what is called the R group or side chain goes. The configuration of the R group is what makes each amino acid distinct. So whatever this side chain or R group is will determine that molecule's characteristics. But the way that we have designed our amino acid represents a generic amino acid, a simplified version. The R group that will be attached to the 4th and final bond to the alpha carbon will determine the amino acid's name and its functionality. RDStudy.com video tutorials are produced and owned by Nutrition News Network LLC. Any copying, reuse, or redistribution, in full or in part for any purpose without the written consent of Nutrition News Network LLC is prohibited. All rights reserved.